Afternoon all. This is sorry, I just want to clean the lens off a bit. Stay. I just want to do a little thing about dogs on property. A lot of people have their own ideas what is or is not a farm dog. Most breeds of dogs, terriers, herding dogs, guardian dogs, all that were property dogs, farm dogs. They were bred and created by the poor person who needed a dog to do a job, whether that was catching rats, catching foxes, herding sheep, guarding the property from trespassers and stuff. Most of your dog breeds will come back to the working folk, to the poor folk, to the farming folk. I see all the time people asking about what dogs they can have on their property, and people get stuck up with either herding dogs, border collies, cattle dogs, kelpies, the like, Aussie shepherds, and all those sorts of dogs, or they get stuck up with livestock guardian dogs, your Maremas, your Great Pyrenees, your Anatolians, your Kangals. Oh, you, pay attention. Sit. Sit down. Now lie down. Wait. She's a bull terrier ridgeback. She's a hunting dog and a terrier dog mixed together. She is bred and designed to run down and kill game, catch game, bring me game. She is a hunting dog through and through. She is also a very good stopping dog, because these guys are going to come out, and I do not want them to come out to the fresh prick. I want them to go into their night yard. They've been eating up leftover corn plants. Will she chase them? Let's have a look. I'm hoping they'll just go into the yard, but they may not. They may decide that they want to fuck around and find out. And her being a hunting dog may decide she wants to kill them. Up does he go? There we go. Alright. Fabulous. No chasing, no killing. She's 10 years old. I've had her since she was about 12 weeks old. She went back to her original owner, and then I got her again at 6 months old. She is a very well trained dog. They are very well behaved sheep, except for the big ram. He's a work in progress. She is by far one of the best dogs I've ever trained. No professionalism, nothing. Just me and her over 10 years. Well, most of the 10 years. She's 10-year-old now. I've had her officially 10 years this coming March 2025. You can have any dog if you know how to train it and know how to work with the instincts that it's got. You can have a dog that wants to kill and maim everything and teach into having impulse control, good obedience. I didn't release you, but yep. And the ability to basically be trustworthy. If you have dogs that you can't trust, that's a training issue. And I'm not saying training will cure them of their genetics. That is not what I'm saying, but you can train with their genetics to make them into good dogs. Once upon a time, she could have, and would have readily mauled sheep. Sorry, I am trying to do this fence back up. But we do not do this because we have impulse control training. She is a very well behaved dog. Now if a rabbit came out, or a feral cat, or a fox, different story. She knows that's a free choice. She'd go after them, she'd murder them. Come on, we'll go for a swim. But you can have any dog. I've had border collies who fail as farm dogs more often than not. Largely because everyone in this day and age breeds every border collie that they've got. A subpar breed of dog nowadays. You do have good border collies, a lot of them are crap. Same for cattle dogs. Everyone breeds their cattle dogs. Lots of subpar cattle dogs are bred and produced, so you get a lot of crap. But then I can take a good old bitzer like this, teach him to be a very good dog. You can take subpar dogs and turn them into something awesome. I've seen people do it. But a lot of people get herding dogs, livestock guardian dogs, all those things, and think it'll just be natural and easy and they don't have to put in the hard yards. Not true, but yet people will get dogs like these and they'll put in the hardest yards ever to make these into the best farm dogs, and quite often they do turn into being the best farm dogs. Go for a swim. Go on, off you go. I've got an old esky I use as a seat because it's cracked and doesn't stay cool or anything anymore. So I've got stag hounds, I've got plenty of dogs. I've got a Rottie that is coming up to be her protege, who will be just as good and just as handy in time. So yeah, the main point is you can have any dog based on your own capabilities. If you are a subpar dog trainer and you're getting into homesteading, farming, self-sustainability, whatever, and you want a dog but you're not going to be able to commit time and effort to really train it, you just want a dog for the sake of having a dog on the farm, because every farm has to have a dog, don't get a dog. Sometimes it works out, more often than not it doesn't. Even if people get these little fluffy frou-frou dogs that, you know, are meant to be really tame and quiet and have no pro drive. I've seen poodles chase sheep. I've seen little Maltese terriers massacre chickens, little schnauzers massacre chickens. The miniature dachshunds, most people forget that they're a hunting dog. I've seen them get in and massacre people's meat rabbits, and then they make a song and dance about, like, oh, why would the dog do this? The dog is vindictive, the dog is malicious, the dog is out to ruin my life. The dog's just being a dog, man. It's you who failed to appropriately train your dog, to appropriately dog-proof your enclosures. Because I tell you what, a lot of these pet dogs, they're not actually that gung-ho about getting into some of these animals. So, like, if you've got some shitty meat cages for your rabbits, or just some shitty chicken wire chicken coops for your chickens, and your little frou-frou dog or your little miniature dachshund or whatever gets in there, and yes, I'm saying dachshund wrong, but most people say it wrong. If I say dachshund, everyone's going to be like, ooh, what's that? Your little sausage dog, your wiener dogs. The amount of times people get pet Jack Russells that they love with all their fibre and being, and have it go out and kill their turkey pullets, catch their guinea fowl in the paddock and pull them apart, tear apart their baby lambs. Oh, but they started out as such good friends, or they were playing and stuff. No, 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 and no. Do not encourage your dog to play with your livestock. Livestock are a clear, defined stopping point. There is no playing. I don't care what people say. The amount of times people have calves that grow up into be, you know, massive beefers. People have their horses and their dogs play together, and then the cow or the horse stomps them by accident. If nothing else, you can, you know, just lose your dog for being stupid. Discipline, impulse control, firm training, boundaries. Dogs need structure and boundaries. They're not your baby. They're not your best friend. They are, at their core, still a predatory species, and they need to be respected as such. Even your little frou-frou dogs. Maltese terriers were mighty fine rat killers once upon a time. Yorkshire terriers. A Yorkshire terrier held the greatest rat killing champion out of the rat pits for a long, long time. So don't delude yourself into thinking that just because you love something and you are kind to it and you show it all the good things in the world, that it won't do what it is bred to do, and that is to kill, bite, rip, tear or bark, harass and chase. Like, if I can take a big dog like that, she's medium-sized dog, she's 25 kilos, about 55 pounds. And if I can turn her into a bomb-proof ass dog, and you don't have to be a professional to do it, but you do need to comprehend basic dog, like your breed's temperaments, their strong suits, their weak points, impulse control. Like, people do it. People have turned Staffordshire Bull Terriers, American Staffies. People have used Pit Bulls, American Pit Bull Terriers, as herding dogs. Sometimes it works out really well, sometimes it doesn't, but I've seen people do it, and those dogs have done really well. Like people take the common kelpie, the Australian kelpie, even the common Australian cattle dog, turn them into U-Butte hunting dogs. You just got to understand the breed of dog you got, and if you've got one of these mixes, whether it be a poodle mix or a bulldog mix, like you got your Frenchie cross, what are they, Boston Terriers and stuff. If you've got a mixed bred dog, yeah, if they sell it to you as a purebred, if you're one of those people that get a mixed bred dogs, like a Texas heel or whatever, understand the mix, like the breeding behind those dogs and how to manage that. Because a corgi and a cattle dog are similar, but they are not the same. You need to be prepared to handle that. A cattle dog, for example, if you cuss out a cattle dog and wrestle them, they're just going to give you the middle finger and keep on going. You need to be real firm and make sure they know that you're in charge. A corgi, they'll give you a bit of sass, but if you get real firm with them, they'll eventually check themselves. My big girl's just enjoying a bit of cool down time. It's like 34 degrees, which I think is low 90s. 34 degrees Celsius is like maybe high 80s, low 90 Fahrenheit. Can't remember it off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, case in point is you can have any dog. This is a common trend I cover and discuss with many people. You can have any dog on a farm because most breeds of dogs came from farms, from working folk, from the common folk. Sometimes rich people got involved later on, but the foundation dogs, they come from everyday folk just trying to make a living and trying to make dogs to make their life easier. So yeah, hopefully that might help or educate some people, and you will make wise decisions when you add dogs to your properties. I'll probably try and do a bigger thing about it at some stage. But for now, I set up here while she plays. And we're going to go down, we're going to feed the other dogs. And we're going to go in for the night because everything's done. Hey, big girl. Good girl. Ooh, thanks for sharing. You done? You done already? Guppy. Off you go. Go on. Go for a swim. Terrible. Oh, look at her. Having the best time of her life. Oh well, have a good one, folks. I'm just going to enjoy my dog and let's see who's next. Oh, and something else is, doesn't matter what you feed them. You can feed them whole roosters fresh off the chopping block. Shit, that's what she eats most of. She doesn't kill my chickens. There are many chooks running around at the moment. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going to enjoy my afternoon. This spicy hot Saturday afternoon, and I'll catch up with you another time. Have a good one.